Hello everyone, I'm Crafty, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Pure Dragunity. I'm going to showcase, of course, the list that you can see on screen right now and talk about it a little bit, and I'm also going to showcase some combos that you can do with this list that are very minimalist in their approach to resource usage, basically. So you will see what I mean once I show the combos. But first, let's talk about the deck list. So this is a very minimalist deck list. I actually played 3 Divine Wind when I was testing with this list, and it felt amazing. Like this field spell, at first when I reacted to it, it didn't feel that strong. But the more I played with it, the more I realized, although it's not very good as a search target, it's actually very good as a draw. Like you want to draw this card as many times as possible, right? So if you open this card in your opening hand, like you have so many options. And so I decided to play 3 and test like that, and it felt amazing. Like drawing this card feels really, really good. I kept Ravine at 2 because I wanted to see if I really need 3 Ravine or not, because technically speaking, theoretically, Ravine is better now because we have this new field spell, because this new field spell gets additional effect when Dragon Ravine is in the graveyard. So maybe there is an argument to play 3 Ravine, but for now I tested with 2 and it felt really good. Like I didn't really miss the 3rd copy that much. So yeah, but the important part here is that Divine Wind feels really good to draw. Like you really want to draw this card as much as possible. So I think 3 copies is fine. You can maybe put it down to 2. I don't agree with the sentiment that this is a one-off. I don't think so. Like I said, this is not really a great search target. You much rather have it in your hand already when you start playing, if that makes sense. Like, because I still think like Glow as a search target might be better, like in most cases. But this card feels amazing to draw and to like basically surprise your opponent with this card to extend. Obviously, when you use this card in your deck, you want to have Phalanx, both Phalanx and Kus. At minimum, you want to play 1 Phalanx. I much rather play 2 for personal reasons. Like this is my play style. Like I always want to keep a Phalanx in the deck. Falchion, I would love to play 3, but unfortunately I wanted to make space for non-engine, so I cut 1 Falchion. I think 2 is the minimum we should play, to be honest with you. I don't think 1 Falchion is enough. Like people really sleep on the second effect. Like this removal effect is very strong, like into a board. Like it's a very strong board breaker. Like I said before, I think Falchion is the best card out of the 5 cards that we got, and I will stand by it. Okay, like Falchion is very, very strong, and I would like for everyone to play at least 2 copies minimum. I would like to play 3, obviously. I think I'm gonna try to make space for 3 copies because I love this card so much. But 2 copies is the bare minimum we should play, to be honest with you. Like this is my opinion. I'm not saying this is the optimal way to play the deck, but this is my opinion. This is how I like to play the deck. So yeah. Other than that, like every other thing is like regular. Now, although I'm playing Samsara, Red MD, and Mistletoe and whatnot, the combos I'm going to show you today do not even use these cards. Okay, so just because these cards are in the deck doesn't mean that they are necessary to combo with. No, they are like optional engine cards that allow you to extend into Disruption. However, they are not really needed for a standard combo. And I'm going to showcase now what you can do with the combos. But just before that, I just remembered the extra deck. So you can see, like, I didn't play Crimson Dragon because it's not necessary. I played Auxilia with the counter trap, obviously, to counter cards like Dark Ruler No More. Arid Bear is no brainer. Crystal Wing is not even necessary, to be honest with you. Like, it's necessary in some combo lines, but I found myself summoning this less and less the more I tested, which is weird, right? Like this card used to be our anti-Nibiru option, but now since we can use Arid Bear more consistently now on the 5th summon, this card falls off a little bit. So it's still good, don't get me wrong. This card alone can out Liger Dancer, by the way, because it just gains attack on attack declaration, and then boom, like you just attack over Liger Dancer, for example. Obviously you need to bait out Liger Dancer's effect beforehand, but you get the point, right? Ares, like Ares is a very weird card. Like Ares solely exists just to sit in the extra deck as a target for Georgius to summon. I never once like summoned Ares, even though I can summon Ares properly within the combo. Like it's so unnecessary, right? So you can just keep this in the extra deck, and whenever you need it, you just shoot it out with Georgius, and that's it. I'm not gonna lie, you can even cut this card and you will not lose that much. Like I don't know, like I think it's still worth including, to be honest, because its effect is very strong when you can make it online. But yeah, like I don't know, like this card might be cuttable in my opinion. Barca is very good. It's very good in pure. Even without using like Doomed Dragon and whatnot, like you can play this card just to as a way to climb into Harky Fibrax Prism. Like this is very good extension and very good play into Disruption. Gorm is just there to be a secondary target for Georgius, to be honest. You notice I'm not playing Gizarmi here in the deck. It's just a secondary target in case I don't want to summon Ares. Maybe Gorm's effect is stronger against some matchups. If you don't know, like Gorm basically is a double DD Crow effect. So I don't need to tell you how a double DD Crow effect on one card is strong, right? So yeah, so Guider, Gluin, one Atom. You don't even use Atom in the combos I'm going to show you today, by the way, but it's still worth including. Georgius, Harky Fibrax plus the Circle Dragon and Pisty, they are necessary for the Droll combo. So you kind of need these three cards for the Droll combo. Harky Fibrax, you're gonna play it anyway, regardless, even without the Droll combo, because you can utilize this card within the combo. Because again, the combo I'm going to showcase does not even Dragon Lock you. So yeah, one Romulus, one Seal, and whatnot. So you can maybe cut out like Gorm if you don't want to play Gorm and play a second Seal. You can even play like SP Little Knight. Like I said, the combo does not Dragon Lock you, so you can just replace Gorm with SP basically, and you will be fine. This side deck, don't worry about it. I just filled it up because my OCD got triggered when this was empty, so I just put whatever cards in here. Maybe like the side deck always change depending on the meta anyway. So yeah, so that's the deck list. So let's hop into the combos and let me show you what you can do with all the new supports, and especially with the new field spell. Okay, so this the combos you're going to see emphasizes on the field spell usage. So let's hop into the replays. So the first combo I'm going to showcase is a very standard combo you can do if you open Queerness plus Divine Wind. Okay, so this is a very like standard hand you can have. If you open Divine Wind plus Queerness, you can actually go full combo without normal summoning. Okay, so instead of normal summoning Queerness, what you can do is actually lead with Divine Wind and then summon the Queerness from hand. Now, one thing to understand about Divine Wind is that you don't need Ravine in Graveyard to use it. Okay, you can use one of these two effects as it is, but if you happen to have Dragon Ravine in Graveyard, you can use both effects in sequence. Okay, so keep that in mind. So since we led with the Divine Wind, we special summon Queerness and equip it specifically with Koos. You're going to see why in a second. Now, since we special summoned Queerness, we get the Divine Lance, equip the Divine Lance, and now we can equip from the deck Falchion. And now we're going to use Queerness effect to get back and summon the Falchion. Falchion and Queerness are going to go into Guidorg. We're going to search Zephyros, and here we're going to use Koos and Guidorg into Arid Bear, and now we are protected from Nibiru on the 5th summon. So you see how easy it was to summon Arid Bear on the 5th summon here. So we already Nibiru protected, and then you can use Falchion to equip either the Koos from the graveyard, or you can equip a Phalanx from the deck. It depends. So my suggestion is if you only play one Phalanx in your deck list, I would suggest equipping Koos from the graveyard. Okay, because Falchion can equip from either graveyard or deck. Okay, So just equip the Kus and keep the Phalanx in the deck as another target to equip with Divine Wind on the follow-up. Okay, so you always want to keep a tuner in the deck to equip with the Divine Wind to make use of it. Okay, that's why I said I preferred playing 2 Phalanx, because sometimes I just want to equip Phalanx here at this point, and then I have a secondary Phalanx in deck if I ever need to. So yeah, so now we can summon the tuner that we equipped and then use Zephyros to get back the Divine Wind. And here we can just go into Romulus, and Romulus is going to search Glow, and that's pretty much it for the first combo. And from here you can just use Glow and go into your Glow combo like usual. Okay, if you want to know what the combo is, check out my other videos. Like, everything is explained in the anti-Nibiru combo video. So yeah, so that's how you can start your combo with Divine Wind without using your normal summon. So let me now show you what you can do with the other hands, for example. So in this combo, I'm going to showcase what you can do with Remus plus Divine Wind plus 1 discard. Just 1 discard, okay? So let's see what we can do. So I'm going to search Remus here with the Gold Sarcophagus because I forgot to like customize the settings. So yeah, so this is basically our opening hand, Remus plus Divine Wind plus 1 discard. So what we can do here is obviously lead with Remus to search Ravine. Ravine is gonna get us Quernus, and notice already we have the same setup as the combo that I just showed you. So Divine Wind plus Quernus. So here you can either do do the combo as I showed you earlier. So just lead with Divine Wind and immediately go to special summon Quernus, or you can do this instead. So normal summon Quernus, activate Quernus to get the Divine Lance. We're going to use Divine Lance to equip on Quernus, and then use its effect to equip Falchion from the deck. Quernus is gonna summon back to Falchion, and we're going into Guiderg. Guiderg is gonna search Zephyros, and this is the only search that you ever need with Guiderg. Okay, you never need to search anything else with Guiderg in the whole combo. So now we can use Falchion to equip specifically Kus here, and we can go into Arid Bear. Now, by the way, you don't necessarily like summon an Arid Bear here is like good, but you can also go into Crystal Wing if you want. You can just equip Phalanx and go into Crystal Wing. But I like to go into Arid Bear because I like to have Arid Bear as properly summoned. Okay, so if it ever gets outed, I can still use Georgius to summon it back from the graveyard. Okay, so yeah. So now after we summon the Georgius, we can activate Divine Wind, get back the Quernus from the graveyard, summon it, and equip it from the deck. Now you summon the Phalanx and go into Romulus, and Romulus here can search the Glow. We can use the Zephyros here. You see how like just starting with Remus like changes the combo a little bit. So we saved up Zephyros to this point. So we can get back the Divine Wind with Zephyros, activate Glow to get the Mistletoe, and now we can summon the Mistletoe. Mistletoe is going to get us the tuner that we need. And this is important because now we have 3 bodies, 1 tuner, and the total level of monsters used as material is 6 or higher. So we can actually go into Harky Fibrax and have the requirements to summon Lewin from the extra deck. Summon the Lewin. Lewin on special summon equips the tuner from the graveyard, summon the tuner, and now we can go into Pisty. And as you realize, I'm sure you guys realize if you watch my other videos, this is basically the Droll combo. So we're doing the Droll combo within the regular combo. Here we can summon the Guiderg. The second search with Guiderg is completely optional. You don't need this. Like, this is completely optional. We're never gonna use the Samsara in this combo. So, and now we're going to use the Guiderg plus Lewin to go into Auxilla. And this opens up a very interesting play where we can activate Auxilla and then chain block it with Lewin. And Auxilla here is important because we can search True Awakening. And True Awakening, for those who don't know, is a Centurion counter trap that is an Omni Negate, basically. As long as you have a monster in your spell and trap zone to send to the graveyard for its cost. So that will allow us to play around like Dark Ruler no more and the cards like that. Now, finally, after this, all of this combo, finally we can use Remus effect in the graveyard and Dragon Lock ourselves, but it's pretty much the end of the combo because now we're gonna use Remus plus Pisty to go into Seal. And that's pretty much it. This is just Remus plus 1 discard and Divine Wind in hand. So this is the option that Divine Wind opens for us. Notice that the only card that we ever searched with Guider that was relevant for the combo was Zephyros. That's it. That's the only one of we could use for this combo. Also notice that we did not use Red MD. We did not go into Atom. We did not go into a Crimson Dragon. We did not go into a Dispatter. We did not go into Barca even. Like, this is a very minimalist combo that utilizes basically as less engine requirement as possible, and it ends on a very good board. Like, we have a non-target bounce, we have a spell and trap negate that's also a floodgate, and that also can summon Ares from the graveyard, from the extra deck as well, or Gorm if you play Gorm, right? We have Auxella who protects our back row from destruction, like face up card from destruction, and also allowed us to have a True Awakening, which is a counter trap Omni Negate. We have a Monster Negate that banishes, right? And we have 2 extra cards in hand to play on our opponent's turn. So they can be like 2 hand traps, right? So this is very, very good combo in my opinion. So yeah, when I came up with this, like I felt really happy with this. Like, doesn't need to use a lot of resources, and it ends on a respectable board for a pure list. Obviously, if you play Bestials, you can do much more. You probably have Regained on the field, you have Dispatter in graveyard, you probably also have Crystal Wing on the field as well. Like, you have more options with the Bestial engine, obviously, but even for a pure deck list, this is really good. So yeah, so now I'm going to showcase a last combo that you can do where you don't open Divine Wind. Okay, because right now I showed you 2 combos where you open Divine Wind. So what if you don't open Divine Wind? Well, let's see what we can do. So in this combo, I'm going to showcase what you can do with Queerness plus 2 discards. Okay, so let's say you did not open Divine Wind. You have 2 cards that you can discard, right? Let's see what you can do with just Divine Wind. And this combo is the most minimalist combo out of all the combos you've seen so far. You will see why. So we're going to lead with No More Summoning Queerness and get the Divine Lance. Divine Lance is going to equip itself to Queerness and then equip Remus specifically. We're not going to summon Remus. Instead, we're going to use its effect to search the Ravine. Now Ravine can use 1 discard to search the Falchion. Falchion is going to activate from hand, equipping Phalanx from the deck. We're going to go into Guidurg. Guidurg is going to search Zephyros. And this is the only search that you're ever going to need with Guidurg in the whole combo as well. Like, you see, like, we're using Guidurg less and less in the combo, which means that we don't have to use as many one-offs in the deck just to loop Guidurg in the combo, basically, right? So now we can use Zephyros to get back the Ravine, and we can go into Romulus. Now, this combo, although it's the most minimalist combo out of the bunch that I just showed you, it's not protected from Nibiru. Obviously, if you want to cut engine pieces in a combo, you're going to have to make sacrifices. Okay, the sacrifice that I made in this combo is to not have Nibiru protection early on. Okay, so keep that in mind. However, if you happen to open Divine Wind in hand, then you can have the Nibiru protection on the field. Okay, this is just in case you don't open the Divine Wind in hand. So now that we summoned Romulus, what Romulus can do here is search Divine Wind. Now, if you open Divine Wind, you can still do this combo without having the Nibiru protection and bait a negate on Romulus. Because Romulus usually here searches Glow, and people who get familiar with Dragunity know that Romulus is a choke point, right? So you can try to bait a negate on Romulus if you already have the Divine Wind in hand. just by forsaking the Nibiru protection, okay? And you will see why in a second, because now just having Divine Wind will allow us to extend even through a negated Romulus, okay? As long as you open Divine Wind in hand. But here in this specific case, because we did not open it, we're gonna search it. So now we can activate Ravine, discard, this is the second discard, to get Legatus, okay? Now we can activate Divine Wind, and since we have Ravine in the graveyard now, we can get back the Quernus and summon back the Quernus and specifically equip Kus from the deck. Now we can summon the Kus and go into Barca. Barca is going to equip both Kus and Phalanx. We're going to summon both here from the Stern Trap Zone. And now we're going to use Kus plus Barca to go into Arid Bear. So the Arid Bear is summoned a little bit later here. And now we can use the Legatus to summon itself. And this is very important, like searching Legatus and summon it, very important. Why? Again, in order to use Haki Fibrax to summon Lewin, you need at least six levels worth of materials that have been used to summon Haki Fibrax. So now, in this way, we have Legatus and Phalanx, which is level 6 total. So now we can use Legatus, Phalanx, and the Romulus to go into Haki Fibrax and go into Lewin. Lewin equips a tuner, and again, you recognize this combo. It's the draw combo all over again. So we're just gonna go through the motions of the combo. And it's pretty much this same combo as the other one. Again, this search with Guiderg is completely optional. You don't need to do this. It just puts resources in the graveyard, basically. So yeah. Equip Lewin, search the counter trap. Now we finally summon Remus from the graveyard and then go into Seal, and just like that we can do the same exact thing basically, even if you don't open Divine Wind, just at the cost of not having like a Nibiru protection at the start, okay? So that's why I said I would love to play 3 Divine Wind just to avoid this scenario, okay? So because if you play 3 copies of Divine Wind, you have more of a chance to open it. Thus, you don't need to like forsake the Nibiru protection basically. But just in case you don't have the Nibiru protection, you can go this route. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope this answered your questions about how you can play Pure Dragunity with all the new supports. Obviously, this is not the only options we have. We have other options. I did not experience and test with all the options. Obviously, the Dragon Ravine server is already going ham with all the other optional side engines, like the Kashtira engine, like the Dragon Rulers, like the Armed Dragons, all sorts of side engine that we can use. Some people even thought about using AFD, although AFD and any engine that can use AFD is a pretty good concept. But you need to keep in mind, if you're gonna play AFD, you're gonna have to dedicate a full extra deck slot for AFD, right? Not only that, you also need to have more main deck space for the side engine that you're going to play with Dragunity. So what I'm presenting here is just a way to play Dragunity with just Dragunity, right? And very minimal side engine cards, very minimal one-offs, very minimal investment. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like and leave a comment if you have any addition to this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.